everyone, welcome to Drupal Nights. Tonight we have Bello talking about Emacs and Drupal development. Take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm honored to be here tonight. Thanks to our sponsor BioRAFT. A round of applause to BioRAFT, please. And thanks to everyone for making it tonight. Emacs. Before I go ahead, I'd like to take statistics. Is anyone in this event, using Emacs? All right. So, what is Emacs? Is anyone familiar with Emacs? All right, great. That's a good number right there. Thanks. So, before I go ahead, I'd like to talk about Emacs. So, what is Emacs? So, Emacs is an integrated, environment for professionals like developers, bloggers. So, it was written with programming language called LISP. LISP is a programming language developed in 1950 at MIT as a result of research on artificial intelligence. And LISP is the second most relevant programming language as of today. Fortran seems to be the oldest programming language that is relevant. So you can do all your works in Emacs. File management, document management, and all that, you can do that in Emacs. Supported platforms are GNU Emacs, Mac OS, Windows, Solaris, and many more. So disadvantage to Emacs is high learning curve. If you want to use Emacs, you have to dedicate time and patience to be able to get a fit on Emacs. So you can download Emacs on gnu.org/software/Emacs. So more tutorials on Emacs can be found by pressing Ctrl+H followed by T on Emacs environment. So we'll get to that a little bit. So Emacs supported technologies. So has anyone ever wondered why using Emacs for website development? Anyone?
No.
All right. So the good thing about Emacs is that you can use a lot of IDEs within Emacs. Taking for example, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can write all your code, comfortable within Emacs. If you're a Python programmer, or if you use Django as a backend, you can literally develop all your programs within Emacs. So if you're a Java developer, for example, when I used to write Java most of the time, so I use Eclipse, some use NetBeans and all that. So, but the bottom line is this: instead of installing multiple IDEs on your computer that take a lot of resources, you can with Emacs do all your programs, write all your code without having multiple IDEs installed on your system. LISP. Is anyone familiar with LISP programming language? Oh, that's a horrible number. Okay. All right. So LISP programming language is a powerful tool for anyone, especially programmers, website developers. And the reason LISP is powerful is because the purpose of LISP, was because of, as a result of artificial intelligence. Taking for example, look at the robots today. Look at, the great things, the robots are doing and all that. So that's the purpose of LISP. So the person that actually wrote Emacs, leverage on, LISP, as a, the vision behind Emacs is as a result of LISP programming language, like I said. All right. So if you write in C, C#, C++, and all that, you can write all your code in Emacs. So you don't have to worry about Visual Studio, and all that. So Arduino, is anyone familiar with Arduino? All right, great. That's a good number right there. So Arduino, for those that do not know what Arduino is all about, Arduino is a programming language used to interact with the electronic boards. For example, most of the wearable devices that we use, the program we use in developing those devices is Arduino. for example, our laptops, we can write Arduinos, to tell the boards on what to do, and all that. For example, if anyone is interested in, manufacturing electronics, equipment, and all that, Arduino is a powerful tool to, get that done. I remember I was talking to a potential client a couple of weeks ago, and the client was talking about, he actually trained, students on artificial intelligence, and the client was talking about the type of software they actually use, and I was talking about free softwares. So the client is like, oh, we have about 400 students, and we use software and all that. And I'm like, what if you have about 500,000 students? What happened? Oh, he's like, oh, we have to call the company and we talk about license and all that. So, well, with Emacs, you don't have to deal with all that. So, VI or Vim. Is anyone using Vim in the house? All right. All right. So, well, VI or Vim user. Well, the good thing about Emacs is that you don't necessarily have to let go of VI, so you can bring all your VI technology in Emacs, so you can live comfortable using Emacs to develop the programs. All right, Swift. Do anyone know what Swift is? That's a low number right there. All right, Swift. I'm sure we all are familiar with mobile technologies. For example, mobile apps. Swift is a program used in developing iOS app as iPhones. Is anyone familiar with iPhones? Sure, I'm sure everyone is familiar with iPhone. So Swift is a development environment for writing iOS app. So the good thing about Emacs is this: you do not necessarily need Swift IDEs to be able to write Swift programs to write mobile apps for iOS. So with Emacs you can write using Swift to get that done. All right. So and many more packages, applications, and all that you can use within Emacs. All right. Thanks to Free Software Foundation, CVCRM, GNU Cache, GIMP, Drupal, Asterisk, and the good thing about Emacs is that most of these Linux distros, you can write everything using Emacs. So a lot of corporations these days right now, so especially the communication industry, they leverage on Asterisk, which is free softwares, and many more software right there. Thanks to Free Software Foundation. All right, a round of applause to Free Software Foundation, please. So why Emacs for Drupal development? Here's the deal. A programming language that is very, very, very old. So why using it for Drupal development? So number one, it saves times and increase productivity. That's the reason to start using Emacs. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So well, I prefer Emacs and Drupal to be the best industry tools because they are free software. You don't necessarily have to pay weekly licensing fee, monthly fees, and eternity subscriptions and all that. So you can modify the source code, opposed to what you paid for, and you can't, tweak it to, work for you. So you can share the software among your families, friends, and to anyone who is interested in, using, free software. So Emacs is developed by a community, and what I mean by that is it's not just one person or probably sole proprietorship and all that, but is developed by a huge community, which means if you decided to be part of Emacs or part of a free software, you yourself, you own the program, so you can contribute to it, you can modify it, and you can promote it. So let's talk about the powerful brands using Drupal. So Princess Cruises, Harvard University, NBC. Is anyone familiar with these brands right here? All right, great. As of 2012, Harvard University were using Joomla. Is anybody aware of that? All right, great. So the more reason, most of my projects, I actually do most of my projects in using different CMS platform, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and all that, especially what the client wants. But I, purposely, started, convincing most of the client that, hey, there's a reason to start using Drupal. And the reason is because for Harvard to decide to switch from Joomla is huge. For Harvard to decide to switch from Joomla to, Drupal, then they see a vision in Drupal. And however, I'm sure they've tested and they've, they're sure that, Drupal is the best tool for them. That's the reason they decided to go with Drupal. So there are more other powerful brands using Drupal. Stanford Law School, they're using Drupal. Brown University, they're using Drupal. Yale University, they're using Drupal. University of Oxford, Bentley, Puma, CJ. Is anyone familiar with CJ? CJ is the largest, affiliate company in United States. It's called Commission. They used to be Commission Junction. Now they're affiliated by Confucent. A lot of internet marketers, that's what they leverage on, to get paid on referral marketing. So especially like five links and all that. So MaxPep, Massachusetts Pre-Engineering Program. This is one of the projects we recently completed. So they're using Drupal. The University of Tennessee and other universities, they're all using Drupal. So government, corporations, organizations around the world, so they've all adopted Drupal because of its power. That's the reason they decided to use Drupal. All right, demonstration time. So now we need to get to the lab. So there are so many packages available to download in Emacs. So how many people have Emacs installed on their laptop? All right, great. All right. So now let me go over to the lab. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So like I said earlier, the disadvantage to Emacs is that it has a high learning curve, which means you have to invest a lot of time to be able to stay comfortable with the key stroke combination and all that. But the good thing is this, the good news, you can decide to, use LISP to change the key combination and all that. And the purpose of those key strokes is actually because when you are writing programs and all that, so as not to be able to lift your hand from the keyboard. So that's the reason the person that actually wrote the program decided to make it like that. So you don't necessarily have to remove your hand from the keyboard. So remember when we used to learn how to type very fast, we use most of the software like maybe Beacon and all that. But the purpose is while you have both hands on the keyboard, so you'll be more productive and and all that. All right. So the primary key is different compared to other operating system. So like I said, Alt X is your primary key to use in most of the things you need to do in Emacs. So now let's go to Emacs. Is anyone familiar with this environment?
Yeah, I wanted to know how to get rid of that screen and get to the file.
Oh,
Every time it opens, I get that.
All right,
and I'm
great,
like, all right.
great. So this is Emacs environment.
Which we can see.
Yeah.
It's the text. Control plus doesn't work in Emacs.
I think we have to deal with this right now.
Okay.
So here is what happened. This is the environment for Emacs. You can customize it to what you want. You can make it to whatever you want. You understand what I'm saying? There are two ways to reach. Number one, you can either use the UI, which is from the menu and all that. The alternative way to do it is to use LISP programming language. And here is how to get to that. So here is Control S, Control F. So what Control S, Control F, what it does is to enable me to look for a file. So let me see, why am I not getting that right here? Can everyone see that? All right, so let me resize the window. All right. So Control X, Control F. So that's the keyboard to use in managing file. So if I press Enter, and as you can see, these are all the files on the home directory. And a file to look for is actually .emacs. So can anyone see .emacs right here? Let's scroll down a little bit. Give me 1 second. All right. Can anyone see .emacs right here? All right, great. So to get to that .emacs, so you have to do Control X, Control F, then .emacs. Are you there? All right, great. So this is LISP programming language. Is anyone familiar with this development environment? This program right here is powerful. You understand what I'm saying? As far as you're able to learn how to use LISP, you can tweak it to do whatever you want. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's not your ordinary configuration file.
All right. Well, this is the configuration file just to tell Emacs what to do and all that. So now I'm going to perform a task so as to compare it to this code right here. So the task I'm going to perform, because not everyone is comfortable using LISP right now, so we go back to the GUI and perform a couple of tasks and see what it is. So I mentioned earlier the primary key that you have to have in mind at all time is what? Alt S. Thank you for that. Thank you, sir. All right. So from right here, you do Alt X. Alt X. Can anyone see that? What can you see? Please tell me.
Cursor changed.
Yeah, the cursor changed into a square.
No.
rectangle.
This is
Okay.
Meta X right here.
Meta X.
So how I get to Meta X is pressing Alt X. Alt X automatically brings this Meta X right here. And this is where you can perform most of your actions. So, and you can list packages.
Oh.
Great. So from Alt X, so we're able to get to this point. These are all the packages. So these packages right here are a bunch of packages. You can use LISP programming language to write your own packages. You understand what I'm saying? For example, HTML environments, Arduino environments, Python environment, Django environments. So these are the packages. Think of packages like applications on our desktop environment. Am I communicating? All right, great. So let's go over through the packages real quick. As you can see, there are a bunch of packages right here. So to install package, all you have to do is Shift then I. All right, let me see.
Shift and the plus?
Shift plus I.
Oh, Shift and I.
Do you see any change right there? So with that, then the next thing to do is X. What X does is to install the package.
Oh.
You press I. Once you press Shift I, then it will ask you, do you want to install the package? Then you have to specify either yes or no.
So Shift I, like Shift install.
Yes.
Install.
As you can see, the package is installed.
X. Yes
And
or no.
remember, you have to pay attention to this information right here. You understand? So, and the reason you have to pay attention to this information right here is that the information right here sometimes will tell you for this to work, you have to, copy probably line of codes and put it on .emacs. So with that, the package can fully function, depending on what type of package you're using.
So is that for all packages or just some that you would have to add to the .emacs file?
Like I said, you have to pay attention to this code
So
right
if it
here.
pops
Not
up
all
there
the packages
with-
here.
okay.
If there is an information for you to add, line of code to the .emacs, then you have to go to the .emacs and add the package.
I
To
see.
integrate. So the primary package repository, for Emacs is helper. Is anyone familiar with helper? All right, helper is the primary, package, repository, for Emacs. So there is an extension of, the packages, which is melper. So melper, gives you the power to be able to use, great functions. So we'll get to that later.
Is that like meta helper?
Not meta helper. Like I said, I mentioned repository, like
Okay.
Git and all that host the code and all that. So where to download packages. You can actually use LISP, like I said earlier, to write your own package and upload it to the repository. Then people can
cool.
download it to make use of it. All right.
Excellent.
So let's see. Is anyone familiar with org mode? Org mode, all right. So org mode is actually powerful, not for developers, for anyone. And the reason it's powerful for anyone is that you can use it to do a lot of tasks. One of the tasks you can use it to do is to keep calendar management, like your agenda. For example, for organization, you can use org mode for time tracking. You understand, like to clock in and clock out, into to work. And you can also use org mode for, to publish a book. And you can use org mode for so many other great things. So let me see if I could get, my hand to my org file right here. Give me 1 second, please. All right. So remember I said earlier, if there's anything you want to do in Emacs, the primary key is Alt X. So now I'm looking for a file. So what I want to do right now is to use Alt X to get to the file. So as you can see right here, Alt X. Then I'll take advantage of shell. I can decide to find the file the way I did it earlier, but I want to show you an alternative way to get to that. Shell. So is anyone familiar with this environment right here? So this is a shell environment, and the good thing about Emacs is that while you're in the development environment, you can leverage on multiple types of shell. You can use terminal. Is anyone familiar with this? Do you notice any difference? No. All right, let me show you the difference. The very first one what I did is meta X. So this is shell, as you can see. Meta X shell. You get that? All right. Then meta X terminal. Do you see that? T for terminal. Bash. Do you see that?
Yep.
All right. So do you notice any difference? No. All right. Let me show you the third one. 1 second, please. Then you understand what I'm talking about. Is anyone familiar with this shell?
That's red. You're red.
Now it's red.
All right. So, all right, great. Here's what happened. I just showed you 3 different, shell environments: terminal, shell, and e-shell. E-shell is actually the basic, like an old, shell type for Unix environments. Is anyone familiar with Unix environment? So the e-shell is actually for Unix environments. So if you're familiar with Unix environment, so the good thing about Emacs is you can leverage on all these applications while you're in Emacs. So 1 second. So in Emacs, you can use Emacs to check what the weather is like outside, and you can use it for phases of the moon, dictionary, holidays, checks, and a psychotherapy. Let's demonstrate. Let's see right here. This. So like I said, the primary key is what? Anyone remember the primary key?
Alt X.
Alt X. Thank you. Thanks. Org mode. All right. So org mode is not coming up. So do anyone know the reason why org mode is not coming up?
Because you're in the terminal.
Because we haven't
That was
installed.
a package.
We haven't
Oh.
installed org
Package.
mode in the package. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So now let's go back to the package and install org mode. Remember, this is what you have to do for every package. For example, as a Python programmer, if you want to run an IDE, Python IDE, you just have to do Alt X, then run Python. Alt X, Arduino. Alt X, Alt X, to run whichever program you want. Yeah, go ahead.
How many packages do you have running on yours usually?
Like I said, there are thousands of packages running right now. So part of it is Arduino, Drupal mode.
How many do you
Do you personally
Oh,
use?
well, I can't say an actual number because I use so many packages. I use tweets for tweeting on Twitter.
But is it like tens or hundreds, dozens,
I use
hundreds?
actually I use over 100 packages right now as I speak to you.
Okay.
Because I use Twitter, I use ERC to chat online, I use a bunch of packages. I use over 100 packages in Emacs. And the good thing about it is this: I do not necessarily have to install different applications on the desktop environment to be able to use all these packages.
So it's a small footprint. It's not like a huge.
I'm doing everything in Emacs.
Awesome.
Do you
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, where are we? So let's go back to the
Install.
package management. So do list packages.
This is exciting.
So there is a shortcut to everything. To use shortcuts in Emacs, all you have to do is Control then S, Control key then S. Are you there? Are you there? All right. So there are a couple of other shortcuts in Emacs, which is meta then the percentage symbol. That, for example, I use that a lot. For example, when I'm moving, database file from one web server to a different web server. For example, if I want to change a domain name, for example, on a website, so I can just pull the the database, and from Emacs I can use the meta X to change the name at every point the name is in the document. For example, I'll demonstrate that to you right now. All right. So let's search for org mode. Are you there? Org mode. Oh. So remember, if you're lost in the environment, the way to go back home is Control and G. Quit. Did you get that? Control and G. All right. 1 second. Control S. We're looking for org. Are you with me? Then dash mode. All right. Let's see right here. Org mode. Where are you? Wait 1 second. All right.
Can somebody show you book tickets? Org.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know what's wrong with this keyboard.
It's not
I'm
yours.
struggling with the keyboard, yes.
So that was it, basically. Click on it and then click on install.
Correct.
Wow. We couldn't possibly do that. It's just called H.
Yes, H. Thanks. Alright, so now I found it. So here is what org mode looks like, for example. So there are like thousands of lines of documents nested into this document right here. And the way to get to that is highlight on put the cursor on any of those lines and use tab to actually pull it down. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me make this big a little bit. Maximize.
No.
Are you there? So as you can see, there are thousands of lines. So you can nest everything into just 2 lines.
You
So
just click to collapse and expand it.
all right.
Tab.
Yes.
Tab.
Give me 1 second.
Tab.
Are you there?
Mhm.
Yes.
So tab.
Tab.
Yes. Tab. So you can you use tab to
Wow.
collapse. So for example, event right here. So you can nest
Is there a
thousands of.
shortcut to say open everything?
Yes.
Or just open everything in the
Yeah,
same
I'll get
set?
to that. Actually, like I said, org mode is used for agenda management. So you can literally see what event that is coming up, for you in an overview. So the way to get to that is org agenda, but it will not work until I actually move this file onto, org agenda. And the key to do that is control, then this right here. All right, Control G.
So we can't see the bottom now. 'Cause the
Oh
way
yes,
it's
let me
categorized.
minimize it, please.
Unmaximize.
Yes, let me minimize it. Right now. You see that? Control X, Control this right here.
No, we can't see the bottom.
Yeah.
It's gonna move up a little. Move the window up just a little.
So, to move this file right here to org agenda, so that you can see your upcoming events, in an overview using org agenda, because that's a different package, entirely. So you have to use Control, then C, then press the curly braces. Are you there?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you move the window up a little so we could see the,
All right.
the
Give
prompt?
me 1 second, please.
Yes.
All right. Here's what I'm
Thanks.
saying. This is a file right here.
Mhm.
So let me show you an event from this file. Yes, there are a couple of events that actually are there. To do right here. These are all events. These are to do. So, for example, to actually convert these to done, you can from to do to done, then you can delete it if you want. So you have to press Shift right here, then right arrow key. You see that? From to do to done, that's when it is done. From done, you can prioritize it like different events. You can set the priority, and all that. So, but the bottom line is this. Let me go back to the org agenda and show you what I'm talking about. So this is the org agenda. To go to org agenda, like I said, the primary key is what Alt X. So from Alt X, then you can type whichever applications you want to use. So I have different options. It says agenda for what? Current week or day. You see that?
Yes.
So list of all to-do entries.
Oh.
So match the tags and the drops and all that. So I actually want to show you this to see how it works before I go back to org mode. So I'm just going to use N for now. N, base N right there. N right here. Agenda and all to do setup. N right here. So do you notice any difference?
Mm.
Do you notice any difference? All right. So let me quickly go over this. These are all my activities. So this right here, for example, is prioritized as the very first, activity for me to do. And the reason it's prioritized is because I actually set it to be, this is in high priority compared to every other event. And this was 36 days ago.
It was due 36 days ago.
36 days ago.
Well, that's bad.
And the reason, okay, listen, and the reason it's like this is because I did not actually mark it done the way I did it from the
So
other.
you did it, but you just said mark it?
I didn't mark it done. Yes, and that's the reason it's showing 36 days ago. And we can actually scroll down. And you can see 35, 21, 14, 9, and all that. Give me 1 second. Let me get back to that. So, all right, is there any difference? All right, days. So these are like in 8 days, in 2 days, in 3 days. Those are upcoming events right here. The reason you have this to be red is because these are like, I'm overdue in this, and that's the reason it's a red flag. So that's what you have. You can customize the color and set it to wherever you like. And these are every other. So now let's go back to org mode. If you want to actually go back to the primary environment, you remember what I said is Control what? Do anyone remember that?
Control
Control G.
G.
Control G. So you remember I said the reason Emacs is hard to learn is because of the keyboard combination and all that. All right, let's go back to that. So to add, are you there? I have two different environment right here. So Emacs is a little bit different from what we're familiar with. So this environment right here is referred to as what? A frame.
Frame?
Yes. Is that what is referred to as a frame?
Is that one frame or two frames we're
Right
saying?
here it's just right here is 2 frames right here.
Okay,
This is 1 frame and this is the second
that
frame.
makes sense.
So in frame we can create different windows.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? So to make this just single, you have to do like Ctrl X 1. You see that? So and the good thing is I can split all this into multiple environments. So how do I do that? I can Ctrl X 3, Ctrl X 2, Ctrl X right here 2, and I can split the other one right there. Ctrl X 2. So then, if I need to modify my code or I need to write codes and all that, and I can be writing my codes right here. I can be doing a couple of other programs from other environments. So I'll get to that in a little bit. So let's move ahead. All right. All right. I think we've passed all this. Let's see. So I think we've actually talked about org mode, we've talked about org agenda. So let's look at every other application right there. Packages actually. So I'm going to actually make this just one right. And now the good thing about Emacs is that you can next links within its contents right here. And how do you go about that? Let me quickly next a link so you see what I'm talking about. Right here, let's see, http agaric.com. So can you see the link right there? So using BB codes. Is anyone familiar with BB codes?
Like
So if you're on a forum, so what you use most of the time, is BB code because of securities or disable HTML, PHP, and all that. So you are allowed to use paper code. So as you can see right here. So can you see what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
So what do we want
Yes,
to name it? We can name it Drupal Night. So do you see that? That's a link, clickable. So now let's click on that link. Oh,
It might be
Ctrl
behind
X1.
a window.
okay, hold on 1 second. Where is the Gary? Alright, there we go. Oh, it's in the browser already? Let's see.
Yes.
Oh,
but
7 of,
you're
oh,
not
I'm not connected
online.
to the internet. What's going on? Alright, let's see. Alright. I'm not actually connected to the internet, so I don't know what's going on right there.
We'll believe you.
Alright. So, let's go back to the slide. So where are we?
Oops.
Alright. So let's look at weather, phases of the moon, and all that right now. In 1 second. So what we have to do is this: Alt X, then weather. So it's failing right now. So do anyone know the reason why it's failing right now?
No
Huh?
internet.
Two things: either internet or we haven't installed the package.
Oh.
Yes. Then we have to go back to this package. Alt X, Ctrl G. Remember, if you want to kill a particular section, you have to press Ctrl G. Then Alt X, list packages. All right, great. So what are we looking for?
Weather.
Weather. Thank you, man. Weather. Where are you? Remember, I said you can use actually Ctrl S to
Yeah,
search.
to search.
Weather. Where is weather? Oh, weather is not right here. No, where is weather? All right. So weather is not right here. So what we can do is, I mentioned earlier from the beginning of this presentation that there are two repositories for Emacs. One is helper, and the other one is what? Melper. So the reason we can access weather, phases of the moon, and probably all other programs right now is because we haven't, had Melper into this environment. Actually, this is my laptop did fail, so that's the reason that I can't access these things. So now we're gonna go to Melper website and grab the code to install in Emacs. Then we can access a couple of other packages. All right, let's get to that. Are you there? All right, great. So Melper. All right.
I think Alt F4 and try opening the browser again.
Yeah, I don't know why this is not responding.
Yes.
All right.
I think use Chrome.
Chrome. All right.
Yes.
Great. So as you can see, so this is Melper right here. So now we can install, Melper and be able to access, all other great, functions. So from packages, are you there?
Yep.
Click right now.
Who's the Milky Postman?
I know, but it doesn't seem to deliver packages, it seems to acquire them.
All right. So I don't know why I'm not, able to click this, but I'll go back to Emacs and manually install Melper. So customize variables.
10.
All right.
Spelled with a Z, not S, in the
Oh,
States.
sorry about that. All right, customize. So another good thing about Emacs is this: if there is some particular something you're looking for, so you can type, whatever name it is, and press tab. So then it will give you all the possible options that you can use. You understand what I'm saying? So right now I'm trying to get to customize. So these are all the options that I can actually use. But what I'm going to is customize variable. Dash variable. So these are the variables. So now it prompts me to type which variables I actually want to use. So I can say environment packages archive. Are you there?
Yep.
So
So it's tab to
yes,
get
tab
the
to
time?
automatically complete.
Nice.
Yes. So are you there? All right. So now I'm gonna click on install. Are you there? So do you see what I did? Are you there? So I click on install right here, and it gave me this option right here. So because I know the link to Melpa repository, so I'm just gonna type Melpa. That's actually Melpa. Let me see. Give me 1 second right here. http:// Melpa packages melpa.com. Oh, sorry about that. And you can name it whatever you want. MELPA. Are you there? Then you have to apply and save. Are you there?
You've got actual buttons in it.
Yeah.
Thought it was all just all just text. It said save.
Save, alright. So list packages. Alright, let's see if there's any difference.
So you got
Melpa?
the available ones in there, or is that?
Give me 1 second. I'll see right now. Tweets. Now let me go back to Melpa.
Got the URL.
Yeah, the URL. I'm actually using the wrong one, I think. Alright, so it says right here, melpa.org/packages. I was using
Yes.
packages.com.
Yes.
Alright, give me 1 second, please. So, do anyone remember the way we get to the packages management? Okay. Customize variable.
Or-
Are you there?
Customize
Alright.
variable, then
Customize
archive.
variable. Alright, so what are we looking for right now?
Melpa?
Packages.
Package
Okay.
archive.
Alright, so now we have to use HTTPS.
It's melpa.org
Yes.
/package.
Packages. Are you there? Alright, great. So now we can go back to the packages, list packages. Remember I said earlier, you can write your own package using this programming language and use it to do whatever you want. So let's see if there's any difference from what we had earlier. MX weather.
Match.
Let me go back to that. Give me 1 second.
customize.
Variable. Package archive. Package first archive.
Melpa.org/all packages. It's installed right here.
Do you need the trailing slash like you have on Alpha?
Yes, https://.
No, the HTTPS should be right.
Should be
Trailing slash.
Alright.
They definitely showed HTTPS in there. But the trailing slash after packages.
Yes.
Yes, because otherwise it's going to give you a redirect and they go back.
Packages.
Trailing slash. Try the slash.
Put a trailing slash on your URL.
Let me see.
Yes, because they've got a trailing slash as an example.
Yep. That probably means it matters. Hold on. There's a couple places in Drupal documentation where it mentions like, no, you have to put this trailing slash or the world will end.
It's a very important trailing
Yeah.
slash.
Well, you just get a redirect error, and therefore it failed.
Package archive.
Thank you.
If you just
So right here
Yes, trailing slash.
in front of the S,
at
right?
the end.
At the end, after.
Oh, alright. So we have to do apply and save.
Got it.
So now let's go back to
Yeah, just
list packages.
Didn't.
Great. Let's see.
Good job.
A lot more things.
But the search works now.
I don't think it's there.
We've got more things anyhow.
It's not
see
there.
it.
Not whether wrong package list.
No.
It was
But we did
just.
get a bunch more things.
Yeah. So, but I think we should move forward and
Okay, we're down to 5.
yes. So we talked about org mode, org agenda, weather and face of the moon. If you're able to get the package, running, then you'll be able to access weather face of the moon and all other using Alt-X, then whichever package you want to access using the name. Autocomplete, when you're writing codes and all that. So you have to install the package before you can leverage on it, before you can use it. Taking for example, you want to write HTML5. Once you write H, then Emacs will automatically highlight the possible options, possible completion, then you select whichever one you want. Emacs, is anyone familiar with that? Emacs, management. Because of time, we're not going to go over all that tonight. So Emacs, management mode, and rainbow mode, and all that. What it does, let me first of all start with rainbow mode. If you're working on Emacs, for example, you're working on CSS files. So if you enable rainbow mode, that's Alt-X, then rainbow, once you write, for example, FFF, is anyone familiar with FFF? What's FFF?
The hex code.
White code, thank you. So what is a.k.a? Great, thanks. 000. Black, thanks. So once you enable rainbow mode, while you're writing those code, hashtag rainbow, hashtag FFF, the system automatically knows it's white, then it will highlight it to be white. So, for example, you can decide to split the screen and have all the colors on the right side. So while you're writing those color codes and all that, so rainbow mode will automatically detect all those CSS functions. So LISP and Emacs. So what it does is this: if you're writing, for example, HTML and all that, so if you're writing functions in PHP, JavaScript, and all that. Once you write FU, then what Javascript and MS Mode does is it automatically completes all those programming,
Keywords.
programming
Syntax?
parameters, syntax. Thank you. So, is anyone familiar with macros, keyboard macros? Okay, I'll quickly run over that right now. We're short of time, but I'll quickly run over macros, real quick, because that is fast enough at least. All right. So, for example, let's create a CSS file. We can use macros in either CSS, in either HTML, or probably we are writing an article, or So, for example, let's create a file. Ctrl S, Ctrl F, Ctrl S, Ctrl F. So on the desktop, I can call the file maybe index.html. So this is index.html. So using macro, what I can do is press F3. Are you there? F3. So now I press F3. Now I'm writing. So what can I do next? Let me see right here. So F4, what it does is stop the keyboard macros. So now I can like F4. Do you see any difference in what I just did?
Yeah.
So keyboard macros are like the record, the keyboard, whatever content you stored on the keyboard on the cursor, temporary. The time you need to reuse it, then you can. If you're writing a lot of content and all that, you can save a whole lot of time, using keyboard macros. Do you understand that?
Can you see the multiple and go find a previous one? They're only the most recent.
Actually, I have to do a little bit of research on that because I haven't used that actually. Thanks.
Good question.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty certain you can
Yes,
save
good
it
question.
under a name
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stash it somewhere.
And load it in every time. you
Yes.
start up.
or probably a tab.
All right. So, like I said earlier, you can create your own package, using Emacs. So, how I use Emacs. So, the very first thing I do on Emacs is I use Twitter mode. Because we are unable to install the Melpa package, most of all these applications or packages, they're available on Melpa. If you're trying to use it on Elpa, you won't be able to use some of these packages. I tweet, using Emacs. So I use IRC, LaTeX. Anyone familiar with LaTeX? All right, great. LaTeX, for those that do not know what LaTeX is a powerful tool, designed for basically STEM. And what is STEM? STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You can use LaTeX to write, advanced mathematics like Jacobian theorems, integrations. Anyone familiar with Jacobian theorem? Integrations? Are you familiar with integration, right?
Yeah.
Algorithm, and all that. Yeah. Matrix, and all that. Alright. So this slide you're seeing right here is prepared, using LaTeX. Are you there? So let me quickly show you the source code. Actually, when we finish, I'll show you the source code of this. Yes, because of time, we're out of time actually. And the good thing about this slide is that you can just change a line, just a single line, and convert it to a book, an actual book that is printable. And you can change that same line, which is called a class. So all you have to do is change the class. So that same line, you can change it and convert that same, content that makes this slide, convert it to an actual book, to an ebook also. And you can actually convert that same content to a journal with just changing just one line. Do you see any difference in it? Do anyone see any difference in that? Okay, let me tell you what it is. From this slide right here, if you're to use other slide, stuff and all that to prepare this slide, you have to copy all the content and all the images into a text editor or a document editor to be able to create an ebook, and all that. But in Emacs, you don't have to go through all those headache of copying the content, copying the images into a Word document editor, and all that. But all you have to do is edit a class, just a single line, and change it from private presentation to journals to an article. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, thank you. So that's the good thing about Emacs. So accessing the server as opposed to Pori. Is anyone familiar with Pori? Pori, P-E-T-T-Y, Pori.
Pori.
Pori is used, in accessing the server, most of the time, browser, and all that. So, but you can SSH into server using the Emacs. rsync. Anyone using rsync? If you are not using rsync, as a web developer, I challenge you right now to start using rsync. And the reason you want to start using rsync is because you can just, with a line of code, grab all the content on your server onto your desktop, and you can modify and all that. And with the same rsync, you can, upload all those content within seconds, as opposed to, struggling with uploading files, But with rsync, images, and all that, you can upload them. So FTP, I'm sure we're all familiar with FTP. SCP, is anyone familiar with SCP? SCP is secured copy. Is anyone familiar with that? Has anyone used that before? All right, so you can use SCP to copy from server and also upload from server. E-tags for Drupal side. Because of time, we're not going to go into Drupal mode this evening. Drupal mode in Emacs is actually an advanced minor mode for Drupal management. So within Drupal mode, you can use Drush. Is anyone familiar with Drush? So Drush saves a whole lot of time for web developers, especially Drupal developer. You can actually, with a single line of code, and install Drupal site by specifying the user, the database, and all the information. All right. So you can write codes that are there to standard codes in Drupal mode, and search documentation related to Drupal. So Drupal website showcase. One of the recent projects that we did, is actually for Massachusetts pre-engineering program, so which I mentioned earlier. And how do we use Drupal? How do we use Drupal to get that done? So we use Drupal from start to end in Emacs environment, and we also leverage on Drupal Gap. Is anyone familiar with Drupal Gap? All right, Drupal Gap is actually okay. Before I go to Drupal Gap, is anyone familiar with Phone Gap? All right, great. Phone Gap is actually a bridge between native programs. Like, for example, if you want to write Android app, if you want to develop an Android app, you have to write it in Java. That's a native program that Android understands. So if you want to write iOS, you have to use Swift to write those programs. But if you know how to write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you do not necessarily have to learn Java and Swift, except if there's need to learn it. So with PhoneGap does bridge the connection between HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript, and native program, and you can write you can convert your existing website
Mm-hmm.
using PhoneGap into an app, and that same website you can convert it to Android app, iPhone apps, and all that. So what Drupal Gap, what it does is this: your existing Drupal website, you can convert it to a mobile app by installing Drupal Gap. Drupal Gap is a module on Drupal. So if you have a Drupal website, or if your website is not on Drupal, what you can do is convert your website to Drupal. Then you don't have to worry about spending up to $50,000 to develop, iOS app, iPhone app, Android app, BlackBerry app, and all that. That same website, you can scale it into a mobile app, using a phone gap. All right, because of time, we're not going to go into all that tonight, so we can do all that later on. So I think we're running late. So you can visit masspec.org, to see more information about the Masspec. All right, Emacs as a tool for bloggers. I'm sure everyone, every organization blogs. If you're not blogging as an organization, you're dead. So that's the truth. You just have to blog. That's the only way for your audience to stay in touch with you. So you can use MX as Alt-X. Remember, MX is Alt-X. Alt-X, web blogger setup. Remember, all these packages are available on MailPass. So with this, you can write all your blogs within Emacs. You don't necessarily have to leave your environment that you're working. So because of time, we won't be able to go into that. You have to enable Blogger API on your website to be able to leverage on this, Blogger mode in Emacs. So an example to actually visit the website, because when you press Alt X, it will prompt you what URL do you want to visit. Whatever website you want to visit, then you replace it with the URL and XML RPC, because it is actually the technology is XML RPC, so that's what you use to plug in Emacs. So all right, thanks. Special thanks to Drupal Knight, Agaric, BioRAFT, and May 1st, and a round of applause to all these folks right here. They make this event happen. A round of applause, please.
Thanks to you.
And thank you all for coming. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for presenting.
Yes. Questions?
Interesting.
Questions?
Wow. Geez. I'm overwhelmed.
Thanks.
Anyone else overwhelmed?
Question.
Is XML RPC still in Drupal 8? I had some security issues.
Well, I haven't really looked into Drupal A to see if XML does function, but I'll look into that to see if it's functioning. Like I said, I haven't really looked into that right now. Yes. Any other question, please?
What?
Any other question, please?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a laundry module
Interesting.
for Emacs?
Is it what?
Laundry
Laundry.
module.